Have you ever paused and asked yourself, do I trust myself to make choices that align with my values and bring me joy? An intriguing question, isn't it? One that opens up a world of introspection and self-discovery. The power of trust, particularly self-trust, is a formidable force that often goes unnoticed. It's like the gentle whisper of the wind, subtly shaping our lives and steering us towards our true north. Yet its influence is profound and far-reaching, affecting everything from our smallest choices to our biggest decisions. Now, imagine a compass. This isn't your typical navigational tool, but a moral compass, one that aligns with your values and principles. Its needle doesn't point north, but towards what brings you joy, satisfaction, and fulfillment. It's guided by trust. Trust in yourself to make decisions that resonate with who you are and what you believe in. This trust isn't a one-time thing. It's a continuous journey of self-belief and confidence. It's about knowing that you have the wisdom and resilience to navigate life's complexities. It's about recognizing that your values are the bedrock upon which you build your life. And it's about understanding that aligning your choices with these values is a surefire way to invite joy and happiness into your life. But how do we harness the power of self-trust? How do we ensure that our moral compass always points towards joy? And how do we navigate the inevitable storms that life throws our way? These are questions that we'll delve into as we explore the fascinating world of self-trust and value-aligned decision-making. So, embark on this journey of self-discovery and introspection with us. Unveil the power of trust within yourself. Learn to align your choices with your values and invite joy into your life. Imagine the freedom and joy that comes with trusting yourself to make decisions that align with your values. Let's journey into the life of Alex, an everyday hero who understood the essence of self-trust. In the bustling city of dreams where everyone was running their own race, lived Alex. Alex wasn't a superhero with a cape or a billionaire with a grand mansion. He was an ordinary person, just like you and me. What set Alex apart, though, was his unwavering trust in himself. He was a shining beacon of self-belief. Alex was a passionate artist who loved to create. From a young age, he had a knack for seeing the beauty in the mundane and putting it onto canvas. But living in a world that often values practicality over passion, Alex faced a crossroads early in his life. He could either follow the well-trodden path of stability and predictability, or he could trust his heart, embrace his passion, and paint his own path. He chose the latter. He trusted himself. He believed in his values, his skills, and his dreams. He took the road less traveled, the road that was aligned with his innate love for art. It wasn't an easy path. There were moments of self-doubt, moments when the world seemed to question his choices. But each time, Alex's trust in himself proved to be his guiding star, leading him back to his path. There was one particular incident that became a turning point in Alex's life. He had been working on a painting for months, pouring his heart and soul into it. But when he finally showcased it in an exhibition, it was met with harsh criticism. Some said it was too abstract, too unconventional. Others questioned his talent. It was a devastating blow for Alex. But did he let it break him? No. He took a step back, reflected, and chose to trust himself even more. He saw it as an opportunity to grow, to refine his skills, to better express his vision. And so he did. He worked harder, trusted himself more, and used the criticism as fuel to create better art. And before long, his unique style started getting recognized. He was celebrated for his unconventional approach, his ability to see and create beauty where others couldn't. His art, his passion, his trust in himself led him to a life of joy and success. And it wasn't just about his career. Alex's trust in himself reflected in every aspect of his life. His relationships were authentic, his decisions were value-aligned, and his life was filled with joy and contentment. He knew that he could trust himself to navigate through life's ups and downs, to make choices that were true to his values and brought him joy. Alex's story is a testament to the power of self-trust and aligning decisions with personal values. His life serves as a beautiful reminder that when we trust ourselves, when we make choices that align with our values, we can truly lead a life of joy and success. Just like Alex, we too can be everyday heroes in our own unique ways. What can we learn from Alex's journey? How can we apply his lessons to our lives? Alex's story is a testament to the power of self-trust and value-aligned decisions. It reveals how these elements can lead to joy even in the face of adversity. Let's delve into his journey and uncover the lessons it holds. Alex's life was a series of decisions that were true to his values. He was not swayed by societal expectations or the lure of easy paths. Instead, he chose to trust his instincts and stay true to what he believed. This in itself is a powerful lesson. It shows us that aligning our choices with our values is an empowering process. It gives us control over our lives and helps us shape our own destiny. But this journey wasn't without its challenges. There were moments of doubt, moments when the path he chose seemed insurmountable. Yet Alex held on. He trusted himself, believed in his values, and pushed forward. This is where self-trust comes into play. It's about having faith in our abilities and our values, even when the going gets tough. It's about standing firm in our decisions, knowing they are right for us. Alex's journey was not easy, but it was filled with joy. His trust in himself and his value-aligned decisions brought him happiness that was deep and enduring. He found joy not just in the destination, but in the journey itself. It was the joy of living a life that was true to himself, of making decisions that resonated with his values. So, what can we learn from Alex? We learn that self-trust and value-aligned decisions can lead to joy. We learn that even in the face of challenges, we can find happiness if we stay true to ourselves and our values. We learn that life is not about conforming to external expectations, but about forging our own path, guided by our values and our trust in ourselves. Alex's journey shows us that trusting ourselves and making value-aligned decisions is a road to joy. But what does science say about self-trust and happiness? Well, it turns out that psychological research has quite a bit to say on the subject. Studies have shown that self-trust is closely intertwined with our mental health. It's not just a feel-good concept, but a concrete idea backed by empirical evidence. Consider the research conducted by psychologists on cognitive dissonance, a state of mental discomfort that occurs when our actions don't align with our beliefs and values. This discomfort can lead to stress, regret, and dissatisfaction. On the other hand, when our actions are in line with our personal values, we experience a sense of harmony and satisfaction. This harmony, in a way, is a reflection of self-trust. It's about trusting ourselves to make choices that resonate with who we are at the core. Then there's the concept of self-efficacy, a term coined by psychologist Albert Bandura. It's the belief in our capabilities to achieve goals. Studies have shown that individuals with high self-efficacy tend to be more resilient in the face of challenges, more likely to set ambitious goals, and more likely to persist in achieving them. In essence, they trust themselves. And this trust, according to research, is a significant predictor of psychological well-being. Let's also consider mindfulness, an integral part of many mental health practices. Mindfulness encourages us to be present, to trust our feelings and experiences without judgment. Research indicates that this acceptance and trust in ourselves can significantly reduce symptoms of anxiety and depression, leading to increased happiness and joy. And finally, there's the research on authenticity, the practice of being true to oneself, which is closely linked to self-trust. Studies suggest that people who live authentically, who trust their feelings, thoughts, and values, tend to experience more joy, satisfaction, and a higher sense of self-worth. So, the science is clear. Self-trust isn't just a nice to have, it's a must-have for our mental health and overall happiness. Science echoes the sentiment that trusting ourselves and aligning with personal values can lead to a fulfilling life. Now, the question arises, how do we cultivate this self-trust? Well, it's not as elusive as it might seem. There are practical steps we can take every day to build a strong foundation of self-trust. The first step is self-reflection. Spend some time each day in quiet contemplation, examining your thoughts, feelings, and actions. Ask yourself, am I living in alignment with my values? Am I making choices that bring me joy? If the answer is no, don't beat yourself up. Use this as an opportunity for growth. Understand what's holding you back and make a plan to move forward. Next, it's essential to set personal boundaries. This isn't just about saying no to others, it's about saying yes to yourself. It's about making a commitment to honor your needs and desires, even when it's uncomfortable. Remember, you have the right to take care of yourself, and you don't have to justify it to anyone else. Following through on commitments is another critical aspect of building self-trust. When you say you'll do something, do it. It can be as simple as waking up at the time you plan, or as complex as completing a project at work. Each time you follow through on a commitment, no matter how small, you're proving to yourself that you're reliable and trustworthy. But what happens when you don't follow through? It's important to understand that everyone makes mistakes. Instead of letting these moments undermine your self-trust, use them as learning opportunities. Ask yourself, what got in the way of my follow-through? What can I do differently next time? Then forgive yourself and move on. Another strategy is to celebrate your wins, big and small. Did you finish a difficult task? Take a moment to appreciate your hard work. Did you stand up for yourself in a challenging situation? Give yourself a pat on the back. Each time you recognize your successes, you're sending a powerful message to your subconscious. I am capable. I am competent. I can trust myself. Finally, it's important to nurture your inner voice. This is the voice that guides you, that whispers in your ear when something doesn't feel right. It's the voice that encourages you when you're feeling down, that reminds you of your worth when you're doubting yourself. Cultivating a healthy relationship with this voice is key to building self-trust. Remember, building self-trust isn't about being perfect. It's about being honest with yourself, honoring your needs and desires, and taking responsibility for your actions. It's about learning from your mistakes and celebrating your successes. It's about nurturing your inner voice and listening to it with respect. Building self-trust is an ongoing journey, but the reward is a life that truly reflects who you are. Let's delve into the joy that comes from making choices aligned with our values. Imagine a compass, steadfast and unwavering, guiding a ship through uncharted waters. Our values are much like this compass, providing direction in life's unpredictable sea of choices. When we align our decisions with our values, we chart a course that leads to authentic happiness and profound satisfaction. Think about it. Have you ever made a decision that didn't sit right with you? Perhaps you took a job for the money, even though it didn't align with your passion, or maybe you agreed to a social event you had no interest in just to please someone else. How did those choices make you feel? There's a good chance they left you feeling empty or unfulfilled. Now, consider a time when you made a choice that was in perfect harmony with your values. Maybe you stood up for a cause you believed in, even when it was unpopular. Or perhaps you chose to spend your free time volunteering at a local shelter because giving back is important to you. How did those decisions make you feel? Most likely they brought you a sense of joy, satisfaction, and self-fulfillment. That's the power of value-aligned choices. They act as an affirmation of who we are and what we stand for. They validate our sense of self and boost our self-esteem. And most importantly, they bring us joy. When we make choices that reflect our values, we're not just making decisions. We're making a statement about who we are. We're declaring to ourselves and to the world that we trust ourselves to live authentically. These choices might not always be the easiest or most convenient, but they are the ones that bring us the most joy and satisfaction. They are the choices that make us feel alive, fulfilled, and true to ourselves. When we trust ourselves to make choices that reflect our values, we invite joy into our lives. In the end, it all boils down to one simple yet profound truth. We've journeyed through the power of trust, listened to the tale of a trusting heart, and dissected Alex's journey. We've delved into the science of self-trust, explored how to achieve it, and celebrated the joy of value-aligned choices. Through it all, we've discovered that self-trust isn't just about confidence, it's about honoring who you are. It's about making decisions that resonate with your values, that make you feel proud, fulfilled, and ultimately joyful. It's about understanding that you are the captain of your ship, the author of your story, and every decision you make shapes your journey. So, as we conclude this exploration, I encourage you to trust yourself more, to make choices that align with your values, and to embrace the joy that follows. Remember, trusting yourself to make choices that align with your values is the key to a joyful life. So, trust yourself and embrace the joy that follows.